Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I am reviewing Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. Marvel's Spider-Man is an action-adventure game developed by Insomniac Games. You play as Peter Parker and his alter ego Spider-Man. Peter works in a laboratory for Dr. Octavius of Octavius Industries, whereas the Spider-Man sections are mainly focused on fighting crimes in the city. The story starts with you confronting Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. He gets arrested and you think the city's safe. Oh, how wrong you were. Following Fisk's arrest, Spider-Man and Mary Jane learn about a group called the Demons. They're basically in town seeking some kind of special item. That's all I'll say about the story because I don't really want to spoil it. The game is suitable for kids in general, although there is some minor swearing and content some parents may deem unsuitable. But I'd say in general, it's fine thematically, and it's about being the good guy and it's not constantly throwing sort of adult themes at you. The game world is beautifully created and it feels very realistic. In terms of gameplay, it does feel very similar to Batman Arkham Knight. You know, it's another open world game with the standard things to do: take out gang hotspots, locate towers, to uncover collectibles, etc. So it's an open world crime fighting game, but because you're Spider-Man, traversing the environment is really amazing fun. Swinging from building to building with your webs, it's so slick, it's so smooth, and it's one of the best travelling methods in any game I've played. The combat is fast and tactical. You've got lots of different moves at your disposal, perhaps too many, as it gets confusing after a while which button you need to press against certain enemies. The combat can get a little bit tiring also when you're taking on several waves of enemies consecutively, but it's all well constructed and it's very smooth, very seamless. You can use your webs in combat to tie up the enemies or to give you time to take out the other ones. You can fly around, you can hurl loose objects at people, you can do all manner of different special moves. As with these types of games, you can level up and learn new abilities and new moves to suit your playstyle. There's really a lot of options, and once you find your own style, you'll be taking out criminals in a very smooth and stylish way. The enemies are varied and they range from like standard thugs to gun wielding ones, larger heavy duty ones that are hard to take down. You've got ones with electric rods. Lots and lots of variety. You can craft new suits using collectibles found around the city. You've got lots of different designs and some of them look really cool. But you can just stick with the tried and tested classic Spider-Man costume if you want. You can do circuit puzzles in the laboratory playing as Peter Parker, which will unlock new tech for you to use in the game. Overall, the gameplay is good, but it's the story that is a little bit bland. It's not the most captivating story on the whole. There are parts for sure that are engaging, but taking in the whole story, it's a little bit vanilla and it doesn't really have the impact to match the quality of the actual gameplay itself. The graphics are absolutely amazing. They are some of the smoothest and most fluid animations I've ever seen in a game. Spider-Man's movements are seamless and the developers have they've put a lot of effort into that part of the game visually. The city is really impressive to look at and explore, and the day-night sections make the environments look different. It's got great lighting effects, and also the lip syncing and facial animations in the cutscenes are also very well done. The game does have a photo mode and it's got an impressive amount of filters and they're actually quite good. You can zoom out very far from your character and it's a pretty smooth and seamless process. You can take selfies or normal shots, you can alter the focal depth and you can change the range and also edit the exposure levels. It's a great looking game and the photo mode will give virtual photographers lots of scope to capture good images. There is also an in-game camera as well. It's basically like a real-life camera. Spider-Man can take it out, hold it up and snap the city that's around him. You know, it's another nice option to capture some imagery. In terms of the sound, the voice acting is solid rather than being spectacular. But I'd say the script isn't the best. So the actors do the best they can with what they've been given. The ambient sound effects and combat sounds are of a good standard. The music is also solid and it sweeps in and out depending on what's happening on the screen. So overall audio is pretty good. Okay, so what's good and what's bad? What's good? The graphics are flawless. The animation of Spider-Man, his motion while traversing the environment and during combat is smooth and it looks and feels incredible to play. Crafting new suits is a nice addition. Solving crimes is good fun and the photo mode is very good. What's bad? The story is a bit underwhelming. The open world is beautiful but feels fairly empty in parts. Despite the cars and the people around, it's basically just a lot of space. The combat requires you to remember a lot of button combinations, which is fine, but it can get quite a chore after a while. Okay, so what is the verdict? Spider-Man is a technically flawless game in terms of performance, gameplay and visuals. The only downside is its bland story and vanilla characters. But if you're mainly interested in gameplay over story, then this is an excellent experience. If you're a fan of Spider-Man, you'll absolutely love it. If you're not, you still might get some enjoyment from it. However, if you've got some open world game fatigue, then maybe I'd give this a miss for now because it's very similar to a lot of other open world games. So my score for Marvel's Spider-Man is 8 out of 10. It's an enjoyable experience, it's well presented, it's got good graphics, it's smooth, it's slick. It's got everything you need in there to enjoy a good open world game about a superhero, but if you've played other superhero games recently or you've played other open world games, this may be a bridge too far. Okay, so that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.